It was very gratifying to go out with a victory for these seniors and everything that they've done, for this program in the last 5 years. To have the type of season they've had and be so close in some things and be able to turn around and win the last two Sun Belt games, one on the road and the first one here, couldn't be more, satisfied for them. That's Georgia Southern obviously being relatively close to us is probably become a natural rival. And, they were riding a lot of momentum coming in here, and it was good for us to play well off of an open week and really could have probably beat them a little worse. I don't know how well we played in some spurts, but very thankful for this team and the way they kept fighting and laying us a great foundation as we go into this off season. And we had a young team this year and went through some growing pains, but if we weathered a lot of the storms and we can build off what we've done now, I like the direction we're headed.
Coach, the stat for success against Georgia Southern since they joined the FBS and probably even going back to FCS was to be able to outrush them or at least be close with them. You didn't outrush them today, but you were toe for toe with them on the ground. How important do you believe that was to success?
Well, I think that was the whole game plan is, one, we got to try to limit as much rush as we can, and they broke out some, but for the most part, if they had a big run, the quarterback really scrambled around and made some plays. I thought we did a good job there, but we wanted to try to control the ball, try to be balanced as much as we can. Keep the ball away from them. You don't have to outrush them, but if you can rush it when you need to, and I thought we did, we really should have been able to run the clock out there on that last drive. We had that penalty, but I thought Osh, he ran possessed. What a game he had on his senior day. That one drive was all him. He's running through everybody, and for us to be able to do that, keep them off the field and convert some third downs was a big deal.
There was a lot of hype surrounding this game. How did you get your guys motivated knowing they're coming in here?
Well, I think our guys understood the importance of the game, but also that, the social media, they were riding the high on their coach getting hired emotionally and all that and beat some people and we were dominating them really. And talking about how they're going to make it a wide out and all these things. And our guys, have a lot of pride. They've won a lot of games here. And I don't think they wanted anybody to come in here and take over or try to take it to us here, and I think that was part. I don't think there was a lot of motivation going on. And secondly, hey, I promised that we wouldn't finish last, and I'm a lot of things, but I'm not a liar. And so we wanted to make sure that I wasn't a liar, and so all you Georgia Southern people, there you go.
Coach, a lot of unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, probably a couple more that could have been called. How do you think your team handled that intensity?
Not very well. There was a lot of going back and forth, a lot of talking. A lot of things after the plays, and it's always. I thought the officials handled it well because they gave it to both people instead of giving it to one or the other, so they didn't cause anything to happen there. But we have to, when you're whipping somebody like we were, and we were whipping them up front on both sides of the ball. Sometimes people get upset and they're trying to get after you, and they want you to do something to get a penalty or something. And we need to be better than that. And I get it. There's an intensity. But at some of those plays, if we wouldn't have gotten offsetting penalties, there's no telling that those plays could have went. The first downs could have turned into a third and long. So I was a little disappointed that we kept, especially after we talked about it, that we kept getting brought into some of that childish action.
What was your thinking? It turned out to be a great move on your part, but the fake punt, and how important do you believe that was to turning the game's momentum around?
Well, I think that was a huge part of it. We had, in the first half, we controlled the whole game, and we missed a wide-open touchdown. We missed a field goal, went for it on 4th and 2, had a bad call. So we had chances to really put the game away earlier, at least get a good lead and put them behind the 8 ball, and we didn't do it. They get momentum. It's 14-10, and we have them on 2 third and longs there out of halftime. They get a great kick return, and we have them on 2 third and longs, and they convert and get the touchdown. And I felt like if we gave the ball back right there, that our defense was tired. They had momentum, and they could have started pounding on us a little bit, and just thought, hey, we need to do that. And Coach Jones, who handles our punt team, pregame said, hey, it's going to be there. We've worked it. It's going to be there, and felt like that was the right time to call it, and we did it. So big play. If you don't get it, this was my last game as an interim anyway, but they'd probably got rid of me. So why not, right? Why not?
Coach, how important do you think these last 2 games are recruiting-wise? Do they matter? Do you believe, going into an off-season with 2 wins as opposed to being 1-11 and no momentum?
Yeah, well, 3-9 sounds a lot better than 2-10, obviously. But I think it's important 2 ways. One, yeah, we did have some players here, prospects here today, and so they see you play well. that's their last image. You come off 2 games, so when you're hosting players, your players are more excited because they won 2 in a row and they feel confident about where the direction's headed. So I think that's a big deal. But ultimately they're going to come here not because we won 2 games. They're going to come here because they see the direction we're headed. And regardless if we finished it 2 wins in a row or not, we're still heading in a good direction. But that helps saying, hey, I can feel the momentum. I think it's really going to help our guys. This offseason coming off 2 wins in a row and knowing, hey, we've got something to build on. We got some tough people we have to replace, some good players, and that's going to be a challenge. But, we got a lot of positive momentum going into this offseason, the conditioning and the recruiting season. And your kids are happy, everybody, I mean, my wife don't want to talk to me when half the time, and so tonight, she'll actually talk to me. That's going to be positive. Everybody's happy. Coach is happy when you win, so that's a good thing.
Coach, you got a little personal history with Georgia Southern. Is this a little more special for you as a coach to be able to beat them today?
Well, it's good to beat anybody. To be truthful, I do have personal history, but you try not to bring that in there. You try not to let the emotions of the deal, whatever it may be, of what happened. I don't want to say cloud you. Maybe it motivates you, but that's between obviously me and not this team. It's me, and so. But was it good to win? Yeah. And it was good to be able to do it, especially they having all the momentum and all the things that everybody's saying how great they are and all this and that, and we dominated them for 4 quarters. So that felt good.
Coach, quickly looking back, you talked about Coach Moglia's impact this season and kind of the dynamic of having him there, kind of in and out.
Mm-hmm. Well, Coach does a great job of letting you, do your thing. He obviously gives you parameters, and he'll see things that you don't see, and say, hey, this is something. Not hey, you should have done this, nothing like that, but hey, think about this, think about that, and so those meetings, those text messages, those emails, were very valuable for me in my growth in this position, as far as to try to put it out there on the product of what he wants to see on a weekly basis, and that's what he's trying to, he'll tell you he doesn't care if he obviously wants to win, but win or lose, he wants us to play well and play the way we're supposed to play. And so if we're doing those things, then he knows we're building in the right direction. And so just to have him pointing out things, hey, think about this during this next time, and maybe you should have done this, maybe you shouldn't have, but think about those things. It's been invaluable, and it's been a learning experience. Not going to be easy by any means, but very valuable and something that I can gain going forward and try to be the best offense coordinator going forward.
It wasn't easy trying to take over leadership, trying to replace a guy like DeAndre Henderson, but through the process, he told me what to do, and I looked at like guys like Quinn Backus, Alex Ross, and I just looked how they lead and what all they did, and I just try to follow their footsteps.
Coach Martin, a game where you're going against another very, very good rushing team. I know you guys will go head-to-head with their offense, but how pleasing was it for not just you, but the offensive unit as a whole to be able to sort of run rush for rush against them today?
It was very nice for the offense to get clicking. Cause, throughout the season, we've been having our ups and downs, but it finally felt good to get offense clicking. And I feel like the guys for the following next year, they're gonna get it down better. Cause, this is our first offense. Our first year in this offense, so I feel like next year the guys gonna have it down pat.
Hey, Malcolm, you had a couple big, long touchdown plays there. It had been a while since you had those big, long plays. Really, you had that crazy game where you had 266 yards. But how good did it feel to have some of those, and both of those were down the middle? Did you guys see something on film that opened up those things?
Yeah, it was very, very good. It was all God. It was just great. Coach had called a play, and I killed him, executed well. You know what I'm saying? So that was it.
Malcolm, for someone who didn't play much last season as a freshman, what was it like coming to pretty much stepping up and being one of the top wide receivers for the team this season?
Yeah, I had it on my mind. So, I just went out there ready to play. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's just how much better do you feel about things going out on a win in the last game of your career? And do you think it just gives you a better feeling about how everything went down?
Of course it feel better, but I feel like I feel good regardless, because I know the whole season the team fought. We gave everything we had the whole season. So regardless, win or lose, I'm gonna feel great because I'm proud of the guys, proud of everything we did. We worked hard this summer, we worked hard this season, so I'm very proud of my team.
Yeah, it feels really good to be a leader in the conference, but it's even better to lead this team. You know, one of my things I told the guys that are really close to me, I told them every game I just want to lead the team to victory. And last game I turned to Dwayne. Coach told us to write down in our notes what is our goal for this game, and I turned to Dwayne and told him, yeah, I just want to lead the team to victory. I don't have any other goals. And we won, and he turned around and said that to me. He said, now let's finish off the season well. That was just like my biggest thing. I just wanted to make sure us as a team led into. I left these guys on a good note and left them with the right momentum coming into the next season.
Kilton, there's a lot of time between now and the first game next year, a lot of practices, and but do you believe in the last 3 games, and particularly today, you maybe have made a push or a statement toward trying to get that starting job next year?
Yes, sir. I think it's more of a team effort deal, and I just need to find my role, and whether that's being the starter or doing the best I can being a backup. It is what it is. This is a business. It's a tough situation, but I think I set a good foundation. The seniors set a good foundation. I think we got the ball rolling. I think going into next year, we're going to have a great team.
Kilton, what was it like getting that quick start, that 67-yard touchdown right off the bat, just open up the game?
That's an awesome feeling. Plays like that gives the defense momentum, and when they make big plays, they get fumbles, they get interceptions. That sets the tempo for us. So I think it gets both sides of the ball going, and it brings energy to the team.
Shane, a young guy, Silas Kelly, stepped up big with 2 fourth-down stops. Talk about what he's going to be doing next season and how big a role he came out this year.
All year I would joke around with him, telling him that he had to fill up the shoes of Alex Scarce. And I went to Scarce after the game today, and I said, you got to pick up Silas's slack. It was funny, but, yeah, Silas is going to be a great player, man. He has a bright future ahead of him. I think one day he'll make it to the league, and he'll until then, he'll definitely lead this team to a lot of wins.
And just talk about, what's it been like for you, being part of this team and the legacy you have left for the defense and for the whole organization?
For me, it's just, I really don't know how to put it into words. It's been a blessing to be a part of this team. The friends, the family that I've gained, I really can't put into words how thankful I am to be a part of this organization.
What's next? What do you have planned moving forward? I would assume an NFL dream is certainly there.
Oh, yeah, big time.
How do you get ready for that?
Next is first I talked to Coach Gibbon about this. I had to finish out this semester with school, and then I can get the training for the next level.
Shane, when you think about just the past few years being coached under Coach Mobley, him and obviously ushering into the Sun Belt Conference, you kind of talk about his influence and impact over the last few years.
Being under Coach Mobley was something that is completely different than anything else. He was more of, like, instead of being a head coach, he was more like, I really don't know how to put it into words. He was more like family. And you know how you didn't want to let your dad down? It was one of them type of things. And playing for him, it was like he would just give you that look on the sideline, like you messed up. Like, don't ever do it again. And I'll straighten up, Coach. Don't worry about it. And he definitely has a lot of people respect for that. And with that being said, we dedicated the season to Coach Mobley. We said we would keep going and give him all our effort no matter what happened this season. And I think we did a great job doing that.
You'll do a lot of nodding with you agree. Is there anything else you want to add to that?
I obviously didn't know him like him. I came in late. I'm a transfer. But I've had the pleasure of meeting him, multiple times. And, I can't agree more with what he says. I mean, he's just a guy, you shake his hand and you respect him, you trust him. You know that he's going to do everything in his power to put you in the best position possible and the team in the best position possible. And you really can't ask for anything else from a head coach.
Anything else? All right, guys.
Thank you, gentlemen.